Hey there, Bulldogs. Happy Monday. Welcome to a very special, very different edition of Five Things with Dr. Foster. Because if you didn't know, it's the night before NTI. So, parents and students, I wanted to share a little streamlined information to have us ready to roll bright and early tomorrow, April 7th, which will be NTI Day 1. So, first and foremost, let me work through some things to have us ready. So, number one for this week's edition of Five Things: tradition, history, and COVID 19. So, I put this slide together as a little bit of perspective for students, for staff, and alumni that might be watching this. It's important for us to keep in mind and remember Male High School opened in 1856, well over 150 years ago. Students and staff and Male High School itself have seen multiple wars, the Great Depression, a recession. We have seen many huge worldwide things happen. We'll get through this. As scary as this COVID-19 pandemic has been, if we do what we're supposed to do, if we stay at home, if we take care of ourselves and one another, we will get through this. So I wanted to start with that. Number two, NTI is different. Perspective helps. So parents, this is a link. This is a link that will take you to an article that in regards to tips for successful online learning. Our students are going to need to focus on learning in school a little differently than they have. So I challenge our students and parents, check out this article. It's pretty relevant. It's pretty recent, and I hope you'll find it helpful as we begin NTI tomorrow morning. Where do I actually go to begin NTI? So many of you should be receiving communication from the district through School Messenger, and you have probably seen this webpage, whether it be through that School Messenger message, various social media platforms. This site has been out there. This will be the starting point each day for NTI, for our staff, for students, and for parents. So I will tell you, up at the top, you will find there is a teacher toolkit, there is a student toolkit, and there is a parent guardian toolkit. But I will start here on this button right here, School NTI Portals. So students each day will click that particular button and find their school. So obviously, our students will go to Louisville Male High School, and it will open a page that looks just like this. And I'm going to pick on one of our social studies teachers, Miss Fortney. If I click on Miss Fortney's link, it's going to take me to a landing page that looks just like this one. It will share how can I get in touch with Miss Fortney, what hours of the day, and how can I contact her. It also just has some basic information. But when I go to the second page, it gets into a week-by-week breakdown of what's going on this week for NTI. Very helpful information. Let me hop back to the JCPS portal. So again, the teacher toolkit, I won't go over that. I'll leave that one up to teachers. The student toolkit, let me go into this page. So again, this button, School NTI Portals, is there for you again. There is also a technical support button. I'll come back to that button a little bit later. But you will see some really useful tools here. You will also see some tools specific to high school students, those taking AP courses, some College Board update information, some transition readiness information, and then finally a checklist for seniors. And there are some additional links for things that could be helpful during NTI. Last but not least, parents and guardians, here's a toolkit just for you. I would recommend you check out this frequently asked questions button. Very helpful information. You'll also see that portal to log on to school pages and teacher pages. And then finally, some other support things are here for parents and guardians. So let me get back to my slide. So back to that question, where do you start in the morning? Right there at the NTI portal. Number 4, each, every, and all Bulldogs will have the very same first assignment to get NTI underway. So it's right here. It's called NTI Attendance, April 7 to 10, Louisville Male High School. This is a simple Google form. Our students should be very familiar with these. Basically, this is going to allow us as a school to check in on our Bulldogs, which students are engaged and which students may not be engaged. It is very simple. Students will put their first and last name, their grade, an email for the parent, a phone number for parent. Are you able to access each class through Google Classroom? Are you having any issues? And finally, are there any other issues or concerns for which you may need assistance? And then finally, you'll submit that. So we are asking that every single student complete this assignment. This is being pushed out through your ILP Google Classroom tonight at midnight. So every student will get that, and every student will be expected to complete that first assignment. That will be helpful for you as well as the Male High School staff. Finally, where do I go if I need help? So I've linked 2 locations here to get help back to this teacher portal. So let's pick on Miss Graham. Miss Graham is one of our science teachers. I'm going to go to Miss Graham's landing page, and Miss Graham teaches biology. She has shared with you her email address. She has shared with you her office hours and how to access her Remind information. And also, she has shared she'll be doing a weekly Google meeting on Thursdays at 1 o'clock. So that's an example. So if you're stuck, you need some help, each teacher will have one of those pages to access their information and contact information. Last but not least, I shared with you the JCPS NTI portal. This was on the student toolkit. It is the help button or technical support button. This is a way to go on and request some assistance with technical issues, not to request a device. So you'll fill out all the different areas of this form, click submit, and someone will get back with you. All right, last but not least, I close with this. Since I have been named principal and began my time at Male on December 2nd, it's been shared with me many times, an old saying around Male High School that anyone can, Male does. So tomorrow we begin something very different. It's going to require that we are flexible with one another, we support one another, and we communicate early and often. We look forward to that. It's also going to require, as we get used to a very new normal, some grace and patience with one another. If you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out via email. Again, I do my best to respond to every email within 24 hours, but also reach out to your teachers. It's their job to help you. I look forward to this time. We will get through this. Take care of yourselves. Stay well. Have a great night.